On a freezing November night in 2019, Michael Carson made a decision that would haunt him forever. Driving alone on a forgotten back road outside Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, he spotted a figure standing motionless at the roadside, a young woman in nothing but a thin coat, her breath visible in the frigid air. Against every instinct screaming at him to keep driving, Michael pulled over. What happened in the next 15 minutes would make him question everything he thought he knew about the world. Michael had been returning from a late work shift, taking the rural route to avoid highway traffic. The road was narrow, bordered by dense woods on both sides, with no street lights for miles. His headlights were the only illumination, cutting through the darkness. It was just past midnight when he saw her pale skin almost glowing in the blackness, standing perfectly still near a rusted mailbox. He slowed the car and rolled down the passenger window. The woman looked to be in her early 20s, with long dark hair and eyes that seemed unfocused, distant. She wore a light blue coat, completely inappropriate for the bitter cold. Michael asked if she needed help. Her voice came out barely above a whisper. "The cemetery, please. I need to go to the old cemetery." Something felt wrong. The air suddenly grew colder, even with the heater running full blast. But the woman looked so lost, so fragile, that Michael unlocked the doors. She climbed into the back seat without another word, settling in with an unsettling stillness. Michael glanced in the rearview mirror. She sat rigid, hands folded in her lap, staring straight ahead. The drive to the old Evergreen Cemetery took about 10 minutes. Michael tried making conversation, asking her name, if she was okay, if someone was waiting for her. She never answered. The only sound was the hum of the engine and the occasional creak of the car's suspension on the uneven road. Then Michael noticed something else, a faint, sweet smell filling the car. Roses. Fresh roses. Impossibly fragrant in the dead of winter. He checked the mirror again. The woman hadn't moved an inch. Her skin looked even paler now, almost translucent in the dashboard's glow. Her breathing, if she was breathing at all, was completely silent. Michael's hands tightened on the steering wheel as an inexplicable dread settled over him. The cemetery gates appeared ahead, iron bars twisted with age, barely visible against the darkness. Michael pulled the car to a stop just outside the entrance. "We're here," he said, his voice cracking slightly. Silence. He turned around to face the back seat. It was empty. The woman was gone. Completely, impossibly gone. The doors were still locked. The windows hadn't been opened. Michael's heart hammered against his ribs as he checked every inch of the car under the seats. In the footwells, nothing. Just that lingering scent of roses, slowly fading into the cold night air. Shaken, Michael drove straight to a 24-hour diner in town. The waitress, an older woman named Helen, listened to his story with knowing eyes. "Blue coat?" she asked quietly. "Dark hair?" Taking her to Evergreen. When Michael nodded, Helen sighed. "You're not the first. That girl's been hitching that road for 40 years. Sarah Winters died in a car accident right where you picked her up 1979. Winter night, just like this one. They buried her in Evergreen. She's still trying to get home." Michael never took that back road again. He moved away from Gettysburg 6 months later, but some nights he still wakes up smelling rosy sweet, impossible, and cold. Local drivers continue to report the same pale woman standing by that rusted mailbox, always on the coldest nights of the year. And the old cemetery groundskeeper has a standing rule: never unlock the gates after midnight. Because sometimes, he says, the dead don't realize they're already home. What terrifies most isn't the disappearance itself, it's the question of how many times she's made that same silent journey, trapped further in the moment before her death.